Yet again, it is I, the tiny man who lives in your phone, computer monitor, or TV, the Ninja Nick 333. I'm stuck here. I'm trapped. Please save me. We are here with another round of the Pokemon San Diego Regional Championship stream. Again, they're slighting me by not putting Nick Moffitt on stream. As you can see, Piper is still up here, even though she lost the previous round, as we just saw. But yeah, we are seeing Xander Perot on the right side and Nathaniel Dow on the left for this match. Looks like they are all set up and ready to go already. Can we see the prize card? Oh, they're putting out the prize cards now. So it looks like, I did see this. I saw this on Twitter. But the, Xander Perot is playing Mew with Aerodactyl VStar. Don't know why. And then, it looks like Nathaniel Dow's playing, Lugia. So, Lugia does Lugia things. So, we are going to be seeing this. I'm really interested to see how this Aerodactyl V-Star version of Mew goes. Because as we all know, Mew does not operate very well if you have a single Pokemon on your bench that is not a Fusion Strike Pokemon. And not only does this play a 1-1 Aerodactyl V-Star line, but it also plays Manaphy. I have no idea what the purpose of Manaphy in this deck is. I don't think Mew is ever afraid of bench damage, right? So, like, why? I'm confused, personally. I'm extremely confused. And, of course, the tails flip on the Cram-O-Matic. As always, I never flip heads on my Cram-O-Matics, but he has the Battle VIP pass anyway. I wouldn't. So, yeah, we're probably going to see Mew in another Genesect. He sees the Dunsparce. I would, since it's game one, if I had the Aerodactyl V in my deck, which he doesn't, I would be trying to get that down turn one as well, which is very interesting. I'm pretty sure this deck also only plays 4 double turbo energies as well. So, like, you'd have to put a double turbo energy on an Aerodactyl V-Star, which just sounds bad. Like, usually you want to conserve, like, one. You usually only need 2 or 3 in a game most of the time from you, but you use that extra 1 to 2 as retreating options because your only methods of switching are your 1 copy of Switch and your 4 copies that have to be played in pairs of Cross Switcher. So 3 cards in your deck, essentially, that allow you to switch. So, I use double turbos to retreat a lot. It's necessary, especially when you start Genesect every single game like I do and like Xander did right here. Looks like these players are also 5-1-1. Pokemon loves to put win-and-ins on stream, so once we get to the rounds where win-and-ins happen, you see the win-and-ins. So we see the capture come out on the Dunsparce. We are likely going to be seeing the Lugia V again. Also, maybe some prize checking. Looks like he's definitely eyeing up specifically the energies to see what's prized or not. I think in Lugia, it's good to check the Pokemon and the energies. In something like Reggie, you want to make sure you check the Pokemon. And the Auroras. In Mew, you want to check the double turbos. And the Mew VMAXs are usually what I check for. Because there's always that time when you quick ball away a Mew VMAX turn 1 and you just don't have enough in deck. So yeah, I think prioritize, because it's next to impossible to prize check everything. You'll almost never know what all 6 prize cards are on your first deck search. It would take too much time to do it. So always just identify whatever the most key pieces of your deck are. So in Lugia, do you have which energies do you have access to? And then in Reggies, which Reggies are prized? In Mew, do I have enough Mew VMAX to carry me through the game? Which is why I never understood that, like, part of time when everybody went down to 2 Mew VMAX for some reason in the Mew Meloetta before the quad double turbo version without Meloetta came to be. Like, I never understood that, because like you have to, if you're forced to discard one, what are you going to do? Take all prize cards? Or if you prize one, what are you going to do? Take all your prize cards with one Mew? Like, you can't do that. We do see the Rotom phone. Looks like Quick Ball is going to be eyed up. That's going to be put on the top of the deck after the rest get shuffled back in. And then he's got 2 Genesects and a Mew in play. So let's see if there's going to be a way for Xander to even draw cards. Does he have 2 cards in hand? No, he has 4. So he's going to have to play... He's forced to play the boss's orders now, which I think is fine. And then the power tablet has to get burnt. But honestly, I think this is actually fine. If Xander's able to start getting going, I think that personally I would get another Genesect here. I think getting a Mew is fine, but 100% get another Genesect here. Looks like he's going for the Mew VMAX. I mean, that's also fine. I would just be afraid of only drawing 3 cards, you know? So if you put one more Genesect in play, or the basic Mew V, you're able to draw until you have 4 cards in your hand. If you get a 3rd Genesect, you also have 3 Genesect abilities you can potentially do. So you can draw until you have 4. If you get another Ultra Ball, you just keep drawing and drawing, and then eventually you'll just draw into the Mew VMAX. Oh, see? And that's a 3-card dead hand if I've ever seen one. Imagine if he had one more card and it was an Ultra Ball or something, you know? He can escape rope so that he can bring up the Mew VMAX and attack with it, but he's going to be forced to just knock out a Dunsparce, and that does not feel good, but I think in this situation, you're 100% forced to. He also puts the Lost City into play just to thin a card out of his hand. Yeah, especially since he had already used 1 Genesect earlier. I think Ultra Balling for the 3rd Genesect was much more ideal, because he would have drawn at least 3 cards there, you know? You could have kept your setup going. But I guess that is also risky. At least this way you can get a Mew VMAX in play and attack with it. But now Nathaniel can potentially just knock out the Mew VMAX and win the game. So, yeah, if he gets the double Archeops in the discard pile and then gets a double turbo attach from hand to his Lugia, and then uses the double Archeops to charge up an Evital on his bench, hard retreats into the benched Evital, then you one-shot the Mew VMAX, go up 3 prizes, so you're ahead by 2, and then what's Xander gonna do? He's gonna only have 2 Genesects in play, so then that guarantees that you take yet another knockout with the Evital on the next turn. You go down to 1 prize. Like, the game is 100% won by Nathaniel in that situation. So yeah, I think Xander made a risky move, and I don't think Nathaniel is making a risky enough move. Like, I 100% think you need that. Let's get that Evital in play. Let's see the double, what's it called, charge thing? Primal Turbo. Onto the Evital, hard attached, double turbo from hand. Come on, you can do it. I believe. I believe. Just believe in the heart of the cards, Nathaniel. You can do it. And even if you don't, well, I mean, he could also attack with Luminion, potentially. He doesn't have the double turbo in hand. That's the unfortunate thing. He also has 2 Auroras in hand, too. So it might not even be possible for him to attack with Evital this turn. So if he's playing Choice Belt, and he gets 4 powerful colorless energies on this Lugia, right? That's 310, and he can still knock out the Mew VMAX. So that's the other route that he could go for. But he doesn't have the Choice Belt. So, I mean, he can leave the Mew close to being knocked out, but Xander still has it in play the next turn. Although Xander also can't attack with the Mew VMAX on the next turn unless he retreats and switches again. So, this is a very odd situation for Xander to be in. I think Nathaniel is definitely in the driver's seat right now. We do see Choice Belt is in deck. Would have been nice if that was in hand, but what are you gonna do? We see two powerful colorless energies. 220, 240, 260. 6, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he'll be like 10 short. Yeah, I think you just go for... Yeah, I think you V-Guard and capture energy onto the Lugia. That's definitely correct. Great play by him there. Because that'll make it impossible for Xander to knock out the Lugia. Right? Because it's 220. Xander would have to, I think, Choice Belt triple Power Tablet, which is every damage modifier in his deck. Let's see, so Choice Belt negates the V-Guard energy, essentially. And then, and Lugia also discards the Stadium. That's something that you always forget about with Lugia, is Lugia can just discard a Stadium in play. We do get another Mew V in play, so he can retreat and switch much more easily. And there's yet another Mew. Again, not what you want. You want more Genesects. The whole Aerodactyl line is completely dead now, because that's like... in this deck, you would have to get it turn 1 or bust, you know? I also don't stand the Aerodactyl in this deck because it doesn't do anything for your other matchups. It's literally only good against Lugia. So yeah, I'm not sure what Lugia does. Oh, it looks like there's the Hisuian Heavy Ball he plays in this deck as well, which is a very odd inclusion, but that does get you that Aerodactyl. But it also gets him Genesect, so... The Aerodactyl, it's fun because he's not revealing the Aerodactyl yet. Nathaniel might have absolutely no idea. If somebody didn't come up to him and be like, yo, Xander Pro, he's got this 1/1 Aerodactyl line and a Manaphy in his Mew VMAX deck. He'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I wouldn't even, if somebody came up to me and told me that, I 100% would not believe them. I'd be like, fuck you. Stop messing with me. But Xander is known for playing some pretty interesting strategies at times. Looks like he's quick balling away an Ultra Ball just to thin his deck more so that he can draw more with the... Or thin his hand more so he can draw more with the Genesect. What are we gonna do, guys? What are we gonna do? That is a lot of damage on that Mew VMAX. Yeah, if Nathaniel's playing the Raikou... he could always potentially, like, damage spread and, like, soften up the next Mew VMAX while knocking out this Mew VMAX. That's always something that could happen. I'm not sure if he's playing the Raikou, though. We see the retreat into the 1 Mew V. Let's see if there's an Evolve and another Double Turbo so that this can just attack, or if he needs a switching card. He does have a Double Turbo, but he attaches that to the bench. Looks like he must not have a Mew VMAX. Oh, he's gonna Judge. So that's really interesting that I think he retreated. I didn't see a switch card. He might have played a switch card, but... Yeah, if he didn't play the switch card and he just retreated, I would have attached the Double Turbo to the active Mew V and hoped to draw into a Mew VMAX. Yeah, plus, you can't one-shot this Lugia VStar, right? So then Nathaniel just attacks again with the Lugia VStar, does a metric ton of damage to the active one, and then is able to take 6 prizes in one turn with a Raikou if he has that in his deck. Which I guess would be why Xander might be playing the Manaphy, but he has no bench space for it right now. Yeah, we just see the Mew VMAX attacking, doing a bunch of damage to the Lugia VStar, but not nearly enough. Only 190. We see a powerful colorless energy get drawn. Usually you want to leave your special energy in the deck. Especially that one. That's one that you want to charge with the Archeops. Yeah, he's considering his options with his hand. I mean, he doesn't have any gusting effects in his hand, right? Is that a Boss of Serena, that last card in his hand? He's got the Choice Belt. No, that's an Aurora. See, now he has the Choice Belt. So it would be really great if he had just, like, a draw supporter or something. Or a gusting effect. Yeah, if he had the gusting effect right now, he could just knock out the Mew V on the bench that has the double turbo. And leave this Mew VMAX damaged. So that can be knocked out by anything later. But also what he can do now is he could always retreat into the Luminion and take the knockout with that. Looks like we do see Speed Lightning is played in Nathaniel's deck as well. So I don't agree with charging the Speed Lightning here, just because I would want to hide the fact that I'm playing Raikou, you know? So I would rather that be like a capture or a powerful colorless, especially since he's going to be attaching that powerful colorless for turn as well and shuffling that back into the deck. Yeah, I 100% think you retreat the V-Guard and the capture energies off of the Lugia. Attach that powerful energy to the Luminion. When you retreat, you go into the Luminion. You attack with the Luminion, take the knockout on the Mew VMAX, because that should be enough, right? You're doing 120. And it's got 5 dice on it. You're going to be doing another 2 dice. 240. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's enough. And then, yeah, and then you charge up with the other one onto the Evital, so that's 1 energy away from attacking. Make it so the Lugia is the least desirable thing to try to knock out. And you Luminion into... You Luminion and attack into... Yeah, he's doing exactly that. And then you attack into... And switch... When you shuffle in, you switch into the... I think Pumpkaboo that's in your hand, right? You have Pumpkaboo? So you bench that, and then you let that be your active so that it dies. Bench it. Bench the Pumpkaboo. You can do it. I don't know why nobody wants to bench the Pumpkaboo. They all want to shuffle their Luminion back in and then just let an Archeops die. Like, conserve your Archeops. You don't need the Pumpkaboo in this matchup. Yes, Xander is playing 1 Path to the Peak. Nathaniel doesn't know that, but like, you're not gonna, unless you're gonna Ultra Ball for that Luminion again, or Quick Ball for the Luminion again. You're not going to be playing any abilities that would be shut off by Path to the Peak. So, like, you already got your Summoning Star off. You don't care for the rest of the game if Path to the Peak is in play or not. Plus, your Lugia can just discard it, too. So, yeah, I 100% think that's 2 different players that we've seen not bench the Pumpkaboo and then switch into it with the Luminion. Yeah, I just don't understand that personally. You want to let your least... I mean, here are the bosses... So it doesn't matter here now, because Xander played the boss's orders. But say Xander didn't have the boss's orders. You know? I mean, hey, you can even attack with Pumpkaboo. You can attack with Pumpkaboo. It does like 20 for 2 energy. One of them would have to be Aurora, but still, you can attack with Pumpkaboo. Actually, it does 0 now that Oricorio is in play. There's the Manaphy in his hand. You can see that now. There is another Mew VMAX. So the question is, does he want to evolve his benched Mew, or does he want to leave it unevolved so that he can potentially Psychic Leap this active away? Because he is knocking out the Yveltal right now, which is great for him. He'll still be behind on prize cards, but this Lugia will likely not... Actually, the Lugia could one-shot. He's got 2 powerful colorless energies on it. If you just put 2 more on it, you're doing 330. Actually, you only need 1 more on it. And we already saw that 1 was shuffled back into his deck, right? 220, 240, 26, 78. No, you do need the 4. 240, 260, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, you do need 3. You need a total of 3, because the choice belt makes it exactly 310. Again, I was a math major. Although there's Big Charm. So Nathaniel's going to have to get to his Lost Vacuum now. And I don't think his hand has anything in it. So awesome tech choice by Xander to be putting that Big Charm in Mew. Because that definitely makes it so it can't be one-shot by a Lugia. Especially after being able to get the Yveltal to play. You could just see how well Xander plays. He's just that great of a player. So that's pretty sweet. I still don't agree with his 1-1 Aerodactyl line, but what are you going to do? We see the Evo Incense for the Archeops. I don't even think he has a way to discard that in his hand right now. Yeah, we see he does play the Raikou. Yeah, but again, also putting that Speed Lightning from his deck onto that Luminion just reveals to Xander that he's playing Raikou. So I would conserve that information. Because Raikou isn't the most common play in Lugia, so if you can keep that secret and it comes up in a later game, and it takes Xander by surprise, like, that's how you can win games sometimes. And again, there he goes, putting that Speed Lightning on. Just advertising that, yes, I play Raikou. I mean, I think if you're playing Raikou, playing Speed Lightning energy in your deck is actually really good. It's just kind of a big ripperoni if you reveal that information to your opponent before the Raikou comes down. So we saw the attach, but then also a Bird Keeper. So, and we've got 4 powerful colorless energies on this Lugia. That Mew is still going to be left with 10, I believe, right? He's at 340 HP. Yeah, he's going to be left with 10. I mean, if you can get the Big Charm next turn, you can still knock out the Mew. So, and potentially take like a 6 prize turn would be pretty sweet. But unfortunately, that Yveltal's gone. So I don't know if there's any way to one-shot in the next Mew VMAX. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I would have saved that last powerful colorless energy. I don't even know. I don't think it matters, but I would have liked to see that. Yeah, I don't think there's any world in which that 20 damage... Oh, the Oricorio's in play also. So no, you do need that powerful... You do need all 4 on it. I keep forgetting about Oricorio. Yeah, you need all 4 powerful colorless energies and the choice belt in order to do 310. And it'll live because of the Big Charm, but if you can get the Lost Vacuum in a future turn, you can knock out that Mew VMAX. So here's the thing, the important thing, that Xander had that Mew VMAX in hand to evolve the bench one. However, he can Psychic Leap all this damage off this Mew VMAX now. So it's essentially like pseudo knocked out, but he can just heal all of that damage off. Imagine if you had a Pokemon that had enough damage in play to be knocked out, but you just saved its life. Absolutely crazy. We also see the Roxanne come down from Xander. This is the perfect time to do it. Unfortunately, Nathaniel's hand was already kind of dead, so I'm not sure if the Roxanne's really going to help Xander at all. Because he wants to do that because his opponent is at 3 prize cards now and he wants to make his hand dead. But it looks like his hand is even more dead than before. So it actually works out. We see Tails on a cram. I'm not sure if he played the power tablet or if he just... yeah, let's see. So he's doing... So Psychic Leap will do 7, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8... I think he needs one more power tablet. So I think he played the 1 power tablet. Oh, he's got Forest Sealstone now, though. So yeah, he should be able to knock out with Psychic Leap. So yeah, if he doesn't draw into if he does not draw into the second power tablet for this turn, he can use the Forest Sealstone to get it. And then he can knock out with Psychic Leap and heal all of that damage off. And he can put up Oricorio. Yeah, I didn't see what he searched for, but I'm pretty sure that has to be Power Tablet. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, again, beautiful from Xander. This is amazing. This is a really great game. Yeah, Nathaniel knows exactly what's coming, too. The only problem with this play is that if Nathaniel gets a Gusting card to bring up the Mew V and has a way to knock it out in 1 hit, but we did see all of the powerful colorless energies are gone now, so none of them can go down on the Archeops. So Archeops cannot be hitting 180 at all, or even, I think it would need 4. Yeah, it would even need all 4 powerful colorless energies to knock out a Mew V because of the Oricorio. And his hand is really dead. So again, the Roxanne in combination with the double power tablet and Psychic Leap is that's just all perfect. Yeah, so you can see even without Xander's Tech 1/1 Aerodactyl, he still knows how to make that Lugia matchup super winnable for him. And the Primate Wisdom does not get him what he needs, but he is going to be able to just discard that useless Manaphy that he just got with the Aurora Energy and Research. So that was really great to see off his top. What was it, 4 cards he was able to see? Because 2 from the Roxanne, 1 for Turin, and 1 from the Primate Wisdom. Let's see, we got Choice, a Belt, we got a useless Archeops. So you can just charge 1 energy to his active. Xander does still need 2 prize cards, though. So Nathaniel can just take the 1 prize knockout on the Oricorio, and then on the next turn, take a knockout on Genesect and win. But he's going to need to get, like, Charizard in play and have it not be boss knocked out by Xander. So he could always just hold it, because if he's able to get to there. Xander shouldn't be able to... I mean, if Xander is able to disrupt the hand again, it's just a judge. And again, we see that Pumpkaboo. That could have already been in play, so that's a card that could have not been drawn off of this research. Looks like he passes? Why does he pass? No, you take the knockout on the Oricorio, man. Yeah, you have to take the knockout on Oricorio. And then on the next turn, Archeops to itself or to the Charizard and then attach to the other one. Looks like the boss is actually going to bring up the Oranguru. Yeah, so this is essentially game. I think Nathaniel misplayed on that last turn. I think he needed to... Unless he just doesn't have any energies left in deck, in which case then he's just screwing himself by even continuing to play the game. But Xander has no way to switch out the Oricorio. So now Nathaniel needs a way to switch out his Oranguru. This game is getting stupid now. And this is only game 1, and they're already only at 22 minutes left on the clock. So they've used more than half their time already. I still think Xander's winning this game, but this looks a little weird now. Gets the Raikou off the Primate Wisdom, but that's not good. That's not enough. We're going to see the Archeops. I mean, you could charge up the Oranguru, I guess. I think I would have put the double turbo back in the deck, charged it to the Oranguru with Archeops. No, it doesn't matter either way. You could either put the... Ooh, does he have to put an Aurora down? Because I think your win condition's Charizard. Is he even playing Charizard? I don't think I've seen it yet. I don't think there's any way you don't play Charizard. Like, you can't just not play Charizard. Yeah, so you hard attach there. Oh, and he can boss. So you could boss up a Mew and just smack it, but I don't think that's the play either. You only do 150. Actually 130 because of the Oricorio. I would just bench the Raikou and the Pumpkaboo to get them out of my hand. You can always Ultra Ball for that Luminion at some point as well. There's no path to the peak in play. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think, I don't feel like, I'm not quite sure where Nathaniel's misplays are, except for not knocking out the, Oricorio on the previous turn. But it feels like he could have done more to make this game winnable on his side. So, yeah, he just bosses up the Genesect that has the tool on it. So, I guess in case Xander plays Air Balloon, but I highly doubt he plays Air Balloon. We see Silene, so we're going to see if he can get a switch card back. And he gets Double Tails. Perfect. We do know he has his switch in his discard. Actually, is he not playing Cross Switcher? I don't think we've seen any yet. We did see Escape Rope. He might just be playing a heavier switch line and no Cross Switcher. Yeah, he might be playing like 2 Escape Rope and a Switch, or 2 Switch and 1 Escape Rope or something. That's what Mew decks were playing before being before having Cross Switchers. And he attaches to the benched Mew V. So I think that's fine. I mean, that's all you can really do right now. Yeah, I completely disagree with just not knocking out the Oricorio. Because then you could boss later and just one-shot a Genesect potentially with something. Unless he just really is that low on energy. If he just doesn't have the energy, then I guess this is fine, but like... Let's see what's left in his deck. Oh yeah, there's no energy left in his deck. Oh yeah, Xander 100% wins this game now. The only way that Nathaniel can win is if Xander whiffs the Mew and Nathaniel has another boss to bring up that Oricorio he could have already knocked out. Yeah, the game started off very interesting, and now it's just coming down to who bricks harder. So yeah, he's just gonna take the knockout with Speed Wing and hope that he doesn't get knocked out. If he get, oh yeah, the Charizard's prized. That's what happened. The Charizard is prized, and because of the boss on the Oranguru, he ran out of energy. Yep, and the Mew comes down. As soon as you see the Mew, you scoop. Why are you even looking at the discard? Just scoop. You have no energy left in your deck, bro. You can't attack with anything. You didn't take the Charizard off your prize, even if you had an Aurora left. And even if you did have an Aurora left, how are you going to retreat the Pokemon that you have to promote? Yeah, this was just very rough end game for Nathaniel. He just had a very dead hand, and then Xander Roxanned him into an even smaller, even deader hand. But yeah, you could see Xander knows what he's doing. He was able to boss that Rangaroo to make sure that the right resources were burnt from Nathaniel so that there wasn't really any option for him to still win. And also, Xander still hasn't revealed the Aerodactyl line, so Nathaniel doesn't even know that it's there. And honestly, even if he knew it was there, what are you going to do to stop it? Like, if you go first, you would have to go first and then boss it on turn 2 before it evolves. Yeah, Nathaniel now sees it. He now sees the Aerodactyl VStar. I don't know. Personally, if I was Xander, I would have concealed that information as well. But I don't think it really matters. As I said, if the Aerodactyl V comes down in the next game, Nathaniel's going to know. There's no real way you can just prepare for that. You just have to have the opening to get rid of it, or you don't. Oh, Xander does not have very many cards left in his deck. I think he has a 1-card deck now. And he has the... Oh, he has Path. Oh, yeah, because he still needs 2 prize cards to win. But he doesn't know that Nathaniel is out of energy necessarily. But I don't know why... If Nathaniel knows that he's getting knocked out this turn, and he knows that he has no energy left in his deck, why continue playing? You're just burning more time on the clock. There is only 15 minutes left to play 2 more games that you would have to win both of. You're not going to be able to pull this to a tie. There is not enough time to make a game 1 go to time. This isn't Mewtwo v Union Stall, you know? Yeah, we see the retreat, which I'm not sure was necessary or not, and then just knock out the Archeops. He puts up the other Archeops, and then he's just going to pass. There's nothing he can do. Going to Lost Vacuum away the Path, put down the Luminion. But the judge did not see that he played Lost Vacuum for some reason. He's looking for... Oh, I see what his win condition is. He's trying to run Xander out of switching resources. Oh. Yeah, so he saw that. And I didn't. So he's going for the Serena. He's going to bring up another Genesect and just hope that Xander doesn't have a way to retreat. So he's used, I think, 3. He might still have a double turbo left. Yeah, I think there's one in his hand. Yeah, there's one in his hand. Oh, and he retreats into the Lugia as well. Oh, man. This might actually come down to the wire. Oh, he has Judge, and he'll be able to make his deck 1 card. Oh my god, this is beautiful. Nathaniel's going to have to do the same play again next turn. He's going to have to... Oh, but Xander shuffles his hand into his deck to make it a better hand? He's going to make it so Nathaniel can draw into another Serena. Or Boss. What's his hand look like? What's his hand look like? That's a Marnie. I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, I think Xander won this game. Unless his top deck is like another Serena or Boss. Oh, it's a Boss! I don't think Xander can win. Holy shit! I thought that game was lost for Nathaniel. I am sorry for what I said about that misplay with Nathaniel before. I did not see that he was going for a deck out strategy. I still believe that there was a world where he could have won if he knocked out the Oricorio, but I think the last 2 prize cards were both Aurora Energy and Charizard, and he would have needed both of those to win the game by prizes. So in that specific scenario that I was talking about, it wasn't possible. So the only option for Nathaniel to win was deck out. And they're so far through the timer right now that it's very possible that game 2 does not finish. So Nathaniel actually played that amazing. That was so big brain. That was so big brain. I mean, I might have seen that if I was actually playing the game, but I'm an outsider and I'm just watching, so I'm not. You know, sometimes when you're commentating or you're actually playing, like on stream or something, you're like kind of multitasking, so you don't necessarily, you're not as focused on the one task of just playing the game. But yeah, that was beautiful. I did not see, he had exactly one boss and one Serena left in deck. He Ultra Balled for that Luminion. He just happened to have the Lost Vacuum, so that it was perfect. He didn't bench the Luminion. He Ultra Balled or Quick Balled or whatever for the Luminion, held it for the next turn. Xander's one of Path came into play, but he still had the Lost Blower in hand already to be able to counter that. Because he has to know that Xander's probably playing at least one Path, most likely two. Although, Nathaniel has a 2/2 Lugia VStar line in his prize cards right now, along with an Ultra Ball and a Quick Ball. He is not going to be seeing any Pokemon this game, and it's highly likely that Xander can just make this a tie now. So, we're going to have to see. Because Nathaniel can't get double Lugia V in play, most likely. A lot of these decks are only playing a 3/2 line of Lugia right now, so by prizing the 2/2 line, not only could he potentially not have access to a Lugia V-Star at all, but he might not be able to get double Lugia V down on turn 1. And then if Xander just has a boss on the next turn, he just essentially wins the game. He wouldn't even need to go for the Aerodactyl play. I mean, he could put it on his bench, but he wouldn't need to go for it. Yeah, do you bench the Oricorio or not? Oh, the Cram. Cram heads! Yo, double battle VIP past turn 1? Some actual amazing games on stream. I just wish that one round with the Ditto deck went better. I wish that they didn't brick. Yeah, we see the Aerodactyl V and the Mew V come down. Nathaniel's like, oh shit, am I ever gonna be able to Lugia V-Star? Because if Xander gets the playoff with the Aerodactyl V, he does draw the correct amount of cards. He does get the double turbo down on the Aerodactyl. He's able to draw more cards. He has Hisuian Heavy Ball. I don't know if he has Ultra Ball or not, though. Yeah, but I think what you do if you're Nathaniel, right? You have 9 minutes left. I think you have to play it so that game 2 doesn't finish, because there is no way you can win a game 3. There's not enough time for you to go to game 3, so you have to make sure game 2 doesn't finish, right? So, the Aerodactyl V-Star is probably going to vacate, so you can't Summoning Star. You just put as many 1-prizers into play as possible, and evolve all your Lugia that you can into Lugia V-Stars, and just have a lot of HP 2-prizers and a lot of 1-prizers, and just hope for the best. And go for that same boss's order strategy yet again. Ooh, and he has to Ultra Ball away 2 energy cards. That's not ideal either. Yeah, he's going to go for the Archeops. He's going to discard the Archeops with the Quick Ball, get a Lugia V. He can't be playing a 2/2 line. He has to be playing a 3/2 line at least. Oh, he's going to go for Luminion? I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, if his hand's that dead, it's that dead. We've all been there. Nah, he's gonna go for the Lugia. Xander already has boss in hand. So he could always just, Yeah, Xander's like, no, you already chose the Lugia. I don't think Nathaniel's shuffled yet, so... Yeah, if you didn't shuffle yet, you didn't finish your deck search, so... But whatever, you need the Lugia V in play anyway, so I don't think going for the Luminion was right there, even if your hand was kind of dead. Yeah, he's going for the capture energy to get the second Lugia V in play now, but he's now realizing that he prized 2, and he only has a 3-2 line. So what's he gonna get? Probably just, like, one of the Radiance or Amazing Rares. Yeah, he goes for the Radzard. I called him Radchard. That was weird. Yeah, Radzard. Yeah, I think that even though there's only 6 minutes left, I think Xander is guaranteed to win this game. This is actually insane. There's 2 different routes that Xander can win. Yeah, I think Nathaniel had to not prize 2 Lugia. He could have prized 1, it would have been fine. But not prize 2, and then have a way around making sure that Aerodactyl VStar. But there's no way around it, so... Yeah, and he's gonna just boss up the Genesect and hope for the best. Which, again, is the... Oh my god, he drew a second boss. He's gonna cram. Tails. Oh, oh, Nathaniel. I believe in Nathaniel. If you believe in Nathaniel, put it in the comment section down below. Yeah, we're gonna see the boss. Oh, it's bringing up the Radiant Charizard. And he passes. Oh, Lord. And his one card he gets off of the Primate Wisdom is the Marnie so that he can actually draw a hand. My dude, do you get the V-Star, though? You need the V-Star. You 100% need the V-Star now. It doesn't matter how many Archeops you're getting back, you need the V-Star now. And no, he doesn't get it. That gives Xander another opportunity. And he has the escape rope. Oh my god, no. No, don't do this. Don't do this. Why are you doing this to me? We're still on 1080p. We're good. I'm not even watching this live, so I don't know why I care so much they're buffered for half a second. Yeah, so we see Escape Rope. Looks like a Quick Ball away a Power Tablet. He still has a Boss's Orders in hand, too, because we know he had 2. Another Power Tablet. Oh, no. I guess maybe he didn't. Yeah, he had 2 boss. Did he discard 1? Yeah, because he played 1 last turn and he still had 1 in hand. So I must have missed what happened to it. He might just be going for the Aerodactyl line. I mean, you don't have to knock out the Lugia in order to get the Aerodactyl off. So, you could always just Aerodactyl instead. And there's the V-Star. He wins. Guaranteed. That's a tie. Man. Man. What an insane game. Oh, no. He's not even going for the V-Star? Oh, he did have the boss. He did still have the boss in hand, so he just knocks out the Lugia V. He doesn't need to use the Aerodactyl V-Star. He just knocks it out. Beautiful. That's the play I was hoping he would go for. Oh yeah, the Lugia V goes into his lost zone. So now Nathaniel has 0 Lugia Vs in play. So at this point, you... Yeah, I think Nathaniel still has to play for the tie. Yeah, I think he has to play for this game not finishing. They only have 2.5 minutes left. So if he can... Yeah, it's tough. That's a little too much time to be able to make sure that Xander can't win. Although if he got... Yeah, I think I still would have tried to play for the tie. Because I don't think there's any way you win a Game 3. I think Mew can win a Game 3, potentially, in like 2 minutes. But I don't think there's any way Lugia can win a game in Game 3 with 2 minutes left on the clock. So I 100% think that he needed to just fill his bench with 1 prizers and just hope that the clock runs out before Xander can get his 2 turns of time to like, I hope that time expires before Xander goes to 2 prize cards. Because then it ends, Xander still wins game 2, potentially. Well, Nathaniel can win game 1, and then tie game 2, if it doesn't finish. But now you're guaranteeing it's a tie, by just scooping there. So you could have just played for the tie, hoping that you don't get enough turns. So yeah, there wasn't really much he could do to burn like 2.5 minutes. And Xander's gonna know how much time is left on the clock. So it's like highly likely that Xander could have still gotten as many turns as he can. But as long as Nathaniel's 2 turns took those 2.5 minutes, like as long as you have like a couple deck search cards and maybe like a research or a Marnie, like you can perform enough legal actions to where the time burns out and makes it so Xander is essentially 1 prize card short of winning. So yeah, I don't agree with Nathaniel scooping there. But as you can see, he's not wearing a watch and Xander is. So Xander is highly aware of how much time is left. Look at how fast he's playing. He knows he can win this game 3. Nathaniel went first, went Raikou pass. Oh, Xander can win. Xander can win. Oh my god. This is stupid. Nathaniel's hand is pretty damn dead, if I do say so myself. Yeah, because Nathaniel went first and just passed, right? I didn't, like, miss that. I mean, Xander can't attack turn 1. But Xander can win turn 2, essentially. As long as Nathaniel can't get enough Pokemon into play turn 2, which I think is entirely possible. I can't tell if that one last card that was in Nathaniel's hand was an Ultra Ball or not, because he could have potentially Ultra Ball away the 2 Archeops that are in his hand, and then bench the Pumpkaboo, and then he has 3 1-prizers in play. Then he only needs like 1 more Pokemon to guarantee that he ties, I think. Well, yeah, Xander only gets 2 turns. So if that's an Ultra Ball in Nathaniel's hand, they still tie. And see, time was called, so you see he stops playing at a ridiculous pace. Yeah, you see Xander's shaking a little bit because he knows that he could potentially win this. Yeah, Nathaniel's gonna have to bench that Pumpkaboo. I keep telling these Lugia players, you gotta bench that Pumpkaboo, man. You gotta bench the Pumpkaboo. I don't care if you're not discarding not discarding a stadium with it. You gotta bench it. There are just times where you gotta do it. You gotta do the do. I think there's no way he doesn't do it though. So on this game. So Xander's turn 0, Nathaniel will be turn 1, Xander will be turn 2, Nathaniel will be turn 3. So as long as Xander wins with his next... Oh no, he has to win on his next turn, because he's turn 0. Time was called during his turn. He was trying to play fast enough so that his turn... Yeah, it's very unfortunate for Xander. Yeah, this was completely Xander's match to win. And Nathaniel gave him the window to even do it. Yeah, I 100% think Nathaniel could have won this whole match, but instead he almost let Xander win the whole match. So that's it. That's why you gotta wear a watch, guys. You gotta wear a watch. You gotta be aware of time. Although I don't know if... I don't think Nathaniel's hand had enough cards to be able to play to burn that 2.5 minutes. Because you can't just sit there for 2.5 minutes and not do anything. That's 100% illegal. Like, there's a judge sitting right there, and they're going to call you on that shit. They know how much time is left, even if you don't. You can't be a dirty cheater and just play the clock like that. You gotta Ultra Ball, search for something. Have your opponent cut your deck. Ultra Ball again. Have your opponent cut your deck. Evo Incense. Have your opponent cut your deck. That's the only legal way to burn the clock. But yeah, I think there was a chance for Nathaniel to do it, and he just couldn't do it. And now because time was called on Xander's turn, it had to have been called on Nathaniel's turn with, yeah, and he did have the Ultra Ball too, or whatever, or the Marnie. So he has 3 Pokemon in play. Xander can't knock out all 3 Pokemon, or take 6 prize cards within the 1 turn, because he's turn 1 now. Or no, he's turn 2 now. So it was 0, 1, 2, and then 3. So, yeah, this game is a tie. I'm not even sure why Xander's playing it out. I think he would just say, yeah, it's a tie, and just scoop and go. But yeah, I hope you guys, as always, enjoyed the match. Reminder, if you see me at any events, I got the VStar markers in stock now. So I will be handing those out to anybody who wants any. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff to feed that juicy YouTube algorithm. And they're still playing it out. So this Mew is probably just taking this knockout on the Lugia V. And again, this is why I think that time rules should go on prizes and not by ties, because you see how many times people tie on stream. People play slower on stream because of how stressful it is playing in front of a whole bunch of people. Live. Not only just the ones on the internet that you can't see, but there was literally a crowd with chairs sitting in front of you, if you're not aware of that. Like, this isn't in some other room. This is right on the main floor with all of the other matches. So you can just go and sit in the chairs right in front of this and watch the whole thing. So even Xander, who's like played this game 100 million times and knows this matchup inside and out and has played on stream multiple times, won multiple regionals, he was still even getting shaky there trying to win that game. I was on stream one time when it was in a different room, and that wasn't even fun, I'll tell you. That was a very stressful time. Only because I was against a deck that I had no preparation against. Yeah, and so there's the tie. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be back with the next round shortly.